problem is it doesn't feel cooperative. It feels alienating. It feels zero-sum. Any businessman who's given a guy a job or made a big sale understands that capitalism is not zero-sum, that there's incredible pride of accomplishment of helping somebody else out or making a good product. But for lots of people, it feels like you are being left out of the system. And so they try to fill up that hole in their soul through government. And so those people are always going to outnumber us. And that's okay. People ask, why is there poverty in the world? Right? It's an idiotic question. Poverty is the factory preset of the human condition. Right? That's how God makes us. As a species and as individuals, we're born penniless, illiterate, stupid, and naked. And markets are the only thing that have ever alleviated that condition. And it's the most radical, truly revolutionary idea in the last 1,000 years. But it doesn't feel that way to a lot of people. And so they're constantly looking to create these new reactionary reinventions of tribal politics, whether it's the tribe of class, which was communism, or the tribe of race, which was Nazism, or the tribe of state, which was fascism. It's all the same sort of impulse to get meaning from the group. And so people like us, we're always going to be outnumbered. But Henry V was right. Better to be a member of we happy few. This is a wonderful fight to have. We are on the side of liberty and justice, literally. Right? As Tommy Lee Jones says in this awful movie Firebirds, we have our heads and our hearts wired together for some full tilt boogie for freedom and justice. And who cares if you're outnumbered if you're on the right side? Because it's a good fight to have. It's the only truly good fight left to have in many ways. Outside of religious fights. It is the only fight that is actually truly compassionate for our fellow man. People talk, Tom Friedman talks about China, how wonderful they are. China, just to put a serious note on this, China switches to markets as a last resort. And when I say a last resort, I mean after they killed 65 million of their own people, right? They killed 65 million of their own people, and they're like, damn, that didn't work. I guess we'll try markets now. And boom, hundreds of millions of people are lifted out of poverty. Hundreds of millions of people learn how to read. Hundreds of millions of people get jobs and good schools and clean water and all of the rest. And yet somehow we're the bad guys for supporting markets. It is an amazing sort of game of propaganda that they play with the language. And meanwhile, authoritarianism has immiserated people for millennia. And yet, time and again, when these countries switch to markets and people are lifted out of poverty, people like Tom Friedman say, gosh, it must have been the authoritarianism. It is a really weird sort of enemy that we're dealing with. And I say enemy in the sense of loyal opposition. I'm not really going to stalk the guy. So these are bad times. I'm not going to dispute that. But look, T.S. Eliot was right when he said there's no such thing as a truly lost cause. Because there's no such thing as a truly won cause. It's turtles all the way down. And the only way you lose is if you give up the fight. Now, a lot of you don't want to fight on the politics every day. Luckily, for me, this is what I do for a living, and, full employment for a while now. And Barack Obama is the Jonah Goldberg Full Employment Act. And so if you can't be in the fight every day, that's fine. The most important things are done in life outside of politics anyway. The whole point of conservatism is that it's a partial philosophy of life, and that politics is not the answer to everything. Not everything should be politicized. So if you can't fight the fight every day on your own, that's fine. There are groups like the Heritage Foundation and FEE and National Review who do this every day for a living, and we like it. We are happy warriors. So you help them out where you can, and then you do what you can in your own communities where the real progress is made. But you don't relent, you don't give up, because it's the good fight, it is the only fight, and you should be proud to be part of it. Thank you all very much.